It is into thin air here. I'm recording from my phone, so excuse the audio once again. 7.3 earthquake has struck Venezuela. You can see here Venezuela is part of the South Caribbean, part of the north area of South America. Yet another big earthquake, which could be considered along the Ring of Fire, which is where we've been seeing a ridiculous amount of strong earthquakes. That also includes that 8.2 to 8.3 Fiji earthquake, as well as the 6.0 earthquakes that were in Indonesia, as well as the 7.0 in Indonesia. So basically what we're seeing here is not just hurricanes in rare places, such as Hurricane Lane, which is becoming more and more of a threat to Hawaii, a direct hit, which is not going to be good in any way. They're expecting a lot of damage, a lot of surf damage. The closer it gets, the more north it hooks in the next couple hours will determine a direct landfall or not. So we are dealing with a very serious situation, not only in Venezuela, but also in Hawaii with Hurricane Lane. This is the second hurricane to actually reach that far in a long, long time. Unfortunately, I cannot play any of these videos for you guys for copyright reasons, but you can read the articles yourself. 7.3 magnitude earthquake has sent tremors in northern Venezuela coast. So that is even closer to the Caribbean in the Atlantic side. This is the Atlantic Ocean side, not the Pacific side. So it's in the Caribbean. And again, if you guys remember, Fiji was that 8.0 earthquake. Not too deep, but not too shallow, which is why there wasn't many reported deaths or a lot of damage that I read about. I do have... All right, let's check out Hurricane Lane, actually, and see what the latest is with that. All right, so here's the latest track as of right now. It's a Category 4 storm. They're expected by Thursday, 2 p.m. It might drop down to a Category 3, but by that time, it's going to be just southwest of the main island. Again, the next couple hours, tonight going into tomorrow, could change this drastically. This could be a direct hit onto the main island, and then it will go straight over the main island, right into Maui, and then do its hook. So as of right now, it looks like it's going to skim every island, causing a lot of surf and waves and rip currents, stuff like that, and the winds. This thing is close enough with winds this strong to cause damage. So those in Hawaii that haven't already prepared for this, which you can see in some of these pictures, check this thing out. This eye wall is unbelievable. 155 mile an hour sustained winds at Category 4. I believe this actually went up. This was up into the 160 to 170 mile per hour range. Those are winds that last about a minute. When we're talking sustained winds could be from a minute to 10 minutes long, and that's usually how they rank the hurricanes at that time. Now, also with this thing went through a eye wall replacement cycle, which is a good thing and a bad thing. If it happens right before it hits land, it's a good thing because the hurricane is currently weakening. But if it goes through an eye wall replacement cycle and then reforms, that's a bad thing. That means the thing has basically reset itself and it's got brand new energy, brand new moisture, and that is why this storm completely exploded. And all that determines whether or not this thing is going to hit the mainland is that high pressure we constantly talk about in the Pacific Ocean. This also exists in the Atlantic Ocean. This is why we have to wait for our hurricanes that stay south towards the Leeward Islands and then make their way up towards the U.S., whether that be the East Coast or the Gulf of Mexico. Now you can see the big island here to the top left of the picture. I don't have a mouse right now because I'm using my phone. But just look at the shape of this hurricane. This is textbook shape, textbook eye wall. Again, this is after an eye wall replacement cycle. So this is basically a brand new hurricane, fully loaded, you name it. Here we go. Storm system. Oh, this is flash flooding moving east. I'm sorry, totally separate story. But there you have it, guys. Another major earthquake striking right around the Ring of Fire. We have this planet alignment going on that everyone is convinced is causing these major earthquakes. I can't confirm that. I can only tell you what I'm reading about and what people are starting to say about this. But really quick before I let you go, Hurricane Lane is expected to approach the Big Island on Thursday as a major Category 3 storm, which means this thing is going to be bordering a Category 3 to a Category 4 hurricane once the system reaches cooler waters, which it's already in, by the way. So the fact that this thing is still this strong is just unbelievable. But once the system reaches cooler waters near Hawaii, it will weaken upon approach to Honolulu on Friday as a Category 1 hurricane. Still, this is nothing to mess with. This is going to be a big deal for Hawaii. It's the same situation as we were dealing with in Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic with last year and the hurricanes, and people just buying everything off the shelves, which that itself can cause, people to panic. You see people running to the store, lined up, lines out the door, cars parked everywhere, buying supplies. You feel like you need to follow suit and do the same thing yourself. At this point, that's almost something you should really want to do. This storm is absolutely hooking north. It's just a matter or not of whether it's going to be a direct landfall or not. You could see the size of the storm itself is clearly 5-6 times the size of the Big Island. So no matter where this thing goes from this point going forward, it's going to affect these islands in a big way. And that is just, this is part of why this channel exists, is for reasons like this. I know it's been somewhat of a slow Atlantic hurricane season. We're still in that peak area where these things can form basically anywhere in the Caribbean, or they can come off the west coast of Africa. So that's it for right now, guys. 7.3 earthquake in Venezuela, just as we are watching Hurricane Lane about to make its approach towards Hawaii. I will have an update early tomorrow morning, and that cord, it will be here Thursday, so we do not have to worry about this audio issue anymore. So with that said, guys, thank you so much for listening. I hope everyone's safe, and we will talk tomorrow morning. Check that thing out. That is a monster hurricane. 155 miles per hour, west-northwest at 9 miles an hour, so keep that in mind. As long as that N is in there, this thing is moving north. And west-northwest right now will take it right to that bottom side of the Big Island and then right through Maui. So those are the areas of concern right now, but Hawaii is such a small place compared to this hurricane that every single one of these islands is going to be hurricane warning, absolutely without a doubt. All right, guys, that's it for now. Thank you for listening. I will talk to you all very soon, as early as tomorrow morning. Take care. Bye-bye.